Hi, I'm Belinda Fenty.
And I'm Pauline Nakiria.
Welcome to Let's React podcast, the show where we dive into the world of entertainment.
Yeah, we'll share our experiences, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Join us every week as we bring you stories, industry insights, and captivating conversations.
Let's React podcast, where the spotlight shines on our stories and the magic of Black British talent.
Welcome back to Let's React,
the podcast where storytelling comes to life.
Hey, it's good to see you. Back from your holidays. How do you feel?
I actually feel great. It's so good to be back. Honestly, I needed that. I really did. I didn't realize how much I needed the break until I was there. And just being able to not completely switch off, but also reassess, rethink, and, kind of figure out the next steps kind of thing. Yeah.
So you're being intriguing as always. What are the next steps?
Yeah, so it's been quite busy as well as not busy, if that makes sense. But no, I've just basically thrown myself into pre-production for this online mockumentary series that I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm just, getting all the bits of equipment, like little camera lens I can use on my phone, doing little courses online with a guy called Cassius Rayner, who's this cinematographer who uses phones to make films and documentaries. And yeah, so it's been intriguing because he also gives you like little tips on how to edit, how to follow, the narrative using storyboards, even thinking about lighting and all the things that, you're just like, I'll just get on with it and just do it. So it's also allowed me to get into the mind frame of production and just... it's a lot more that goes into it, but also helping me understand what I can do and cannot do. And because as much as I'd love to hire someone or get someone to do it for me, it's also about like just wanting to learn how to do it so I can just get on with it. And especially as it's a web series, it's stuff that I can do by myself.
Yeah, totally. Was there anything sort of surprising or transformative that you've learned? Like just one thing?
Yes. Just be brave, because there's moments where I've had anxiety.
Yeah.
I've been up at 1 a.m. in the morning until like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't sleep because I'm just thinking, okay, I need to do that. I've edited like 12 versions of all the episodes and then I'm like, no, that way I touched, that was fine. What am I doing? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just be brave and trust. I think it's just a matter of just doing it. I think once I've done the first one, I think then it will just start going. So I'm starting next week, by the way.
Amazing.
So it's just a matter of just going for it, I guess. So it's just being brave. That's one thing I've taken away from this.
Yeah, that applies to everything, doesn't it, really? Yeah. Pretty much. Be brave. Don't overthink it. Everything except for things like surgery as a doctor. Yeah. I mean, do overthink it.
Yeah, all right.
Just... yeah.
It's like, oh, right, Dr. Belinda, that's cool. Oh, thanks.
Great. So you start filming next week. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I know I was meant to send you the script of what I've kind of done, but it's when I went through that moment of, oh, no, it's not ready.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're quite short episodes, aren't they?
Yes.
So in a way, there's nothing to lose with just filming it. And because you don't necessarily have to publish it as is. You can always go again. And sometimes what you meant when you were writing it can't be seen by the viewer sometimes until they see it. Until they see what you've done with it. And they're like, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was when I was going out to location scouting for some of the bits that I'm doing that I just went film a scene and be like, just do shots and just, see how that translates into what I want to do. So it was just nice to do that. But I want to film all of them. I want to film most of it over like 3 days. I was going to do it in 2 days, but I want to do it over 3 days just to to see what I can add to it and not add to it and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of prop building that I'm going to be doing as well.
Yeah.
Just the bits that I need for it. I tried not to give it too much or too many places. It's just in my house and then outside.
Do you know what? I was told something very interesting this week.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you didn't tell me this. You're in a short film that's being released soon and having a screening.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell me about this.
Wait.
I had to find out from my friend Una, who's like, oh, your friend who you do the podcast with, I'm actually like in a film with her. And so maybe see you at the screening soon. I was like, what?
Yeah, so...
Are you hiding things, Pauline?
No, I'm not. I was going to come to it because we did like a day of promo shots in the studio. And I was going to come to it before I left. So I've not had time to process a lot of things, okay? I'm sorry. I should be saying.
I've got eyes and ears everywhere, Pauline.
No, for sure. Yes, I've got a short film that I was in last year and it's coming out for end of this month or next month because we did some promo shots, went to the studio.
What is it? What can you say?
The short film is called Kodja, which means mother's brother, basically. So it's
like uncle,
yeah,
but on the mother's side,
yeah. So
specifically,
yeah.
Nice.
So, Derek Akemba is the director and writer. It's from Luganda, which is a dialect spoken in Uganda.
Yeah.
It's basically the first time I got to actually speak in Luganda.
Fantastic.
And yeah, I got my mom to translate some of the bits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She's actually a translator. And so it was nice to use that language in a short film that is based here. It was so cool.
Wow. What's the theme of the film? Just sort of briefly.
Yeah, so basically it's about my son and his relationship with his uncle.
Sounds amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. But
what did Una play then? Because she said she was like on the opposite side or something. So
yes,
what does she mean?
We didn't have scenes together, but we did have a rehearsal day where we all got to meet each other. And I think her scene is with my son. And she's a Karen.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Wow. Can't wait. Can't wait.
So it's really good. And the director it was such a fab team to work with as well. And in terms of like the process, like the producer, sometimes when you're on set in between scenes, especially when it's an intense moment, they have to switch lights, change cameras and all this stuff. And, when you're in the scene, you're in the zone, you're trying to also kind of the continuity element of it. You're trying to see how much more emotion you can get out of it or how you can play it differently. And it's hard when you have to just stop and then everyone else around you is moving. This is going here, this is going there,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but the producer was so amazing and she would have a moment with us and just get us to stand like on the side and just keep talking to us, get us to do like a little exercise between us to just keep...
The producer?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's an actor as well, so I think having that element as well was good.
Yeah, because it's unusual, isn't it, for the producer to get involved on that side. Wow.
Yeah. Her name's Rochelle and she was so cool and it just meant we kept the energy going so that when you went back into the scene, you didn't have to try and pick it back up.
Yeah.
And I loved that and I really loved that. And I was like, I wish it was the same for a lot of sets like that because it's just nice to have that, someone looking after you because you're still kind of having to get into the zone and then continue. But that's why you kind of understand why method actors do what they do because they want to keep that vibe going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the short time that you're doing this scene, a scene that you're in, you just want to be able to keep going. But that was fun.
Yeah. So, in my acting workshop, one of them this week, our coach mentioned some scientific research in where they show that you have a different personality in each language. So I wondered whether that resonated with you, and if so, when you speak Luganda, what's your personality like? If it may not resonate, but if it does.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to look out for it.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah.
One of my friends says the same thing. She's French and English, but she grew up in France. French is her mother tongue. And she says that she's noticed her personality is completely different when she speaks French and when she speaks English. And that just because culturally there are differences in how you present, maybe in how loud you might be, which makes sense. You know, typically we think of, for example, Americans as being much louder than Brits. So then if I know it's the same language, but if you're talking, say, with an American accent, your American personality might be a lot louder than your natural one. It's really, I find it fascinating. Yeah. I have different personalities slightly anyway, depending on who I'm talking to and what my role is, because, you know, Dr. B is going to be a bit more serious than Actor B. But not a lot more, because I intentionally try to inject as much as what I count as myself into each encounter anyway. Like the playfulness, the connection can help with the relationship with the patient anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose for me as well, I think that's it. It's just more like in the situation or the moment that you're in. You made me think of when I'm at the border of immigration. I'm completely different too.
There you go. Yeah. What happens?
Oh man, I'm quiet and just smiling like that. And then they're like, yeah. Especially, when I had my Ugandan passport, that's what I literally was doing. Just, you okay? Yeah. I don't even ask them if they need something. I wait for them to ask me.
Wow.
So it's like, unless you want something, I won't say anything, or, I'll just be quiet. I'll just answer what you ask of me, but I won't go any further.
What happens if what would happen?
I don't know. They might just go, like, for example, if they're like, oh, how long are you going to stay here? Oh, I'm going to be here just 3 days. I'll be going back on this date. And I won't go, I'm going to be doing this. It's just nice to come out. No.
And tell me why. Why do you need to approach it like that?
Because I've always had like this weird, bizarre feeling, like whenever any kind of immigration, when you don't have a Western passport, people just treat you a certain way, like whether you can't afford to be there. Like suddenly they'll be asking you for bank statements, see how much money you have, see who invited you, where's the invitation letter, these are things that you've done when you went to get the visa, but they still want to see it when you get to the border control. So it's like they're double checking this information, yet you already have the visa. It's not like, oh, okay, cool, you da and then let's go.
So, okay, sorry. So then were you talking about travelling on your Ugandan passport and coming back here?
Yeah.
Or the other way around?
Both directions. Other country, any country.
Sure.
Like this one time when I travelled and I had my Ugandan passport, but I forgot to print out my return ticket because they needed to see that. And so I just got my iPhone out. When he saw the iPhone, he didn't even look at the ticket because I was still scrolling and I was trying to find the email for confirmation. And he went, oh, okay, go, that's fine. Because that shows I can afford to be there.
To be in
that country.
Oh, whichever country it was. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, so I always have this personality. It's like a shift change. But like, it's always that we just literally change, a completely different person. You just started being quiet, just wait for them. Boom, get to the end of it. Boom, go, done.
Yeah.
So that made me think of that, because in that situation,
exactly,
I changed personality and character. But yeah.
It's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we digressed a little bit, but what have you been up to?
It's been a good month. I've been very active with auditions and with a medical job as well. It's all been quite busy, really. My brain's I've been dreaming of beaches and of,
Sorry,
the smell of jerkfish. No, you can laugh. But
your happy place.
yeah, it really is. But I feel like I'm going to need to win the lottery. What's been great has been seeing some of my friends work in the theatre. So my friend David Scotland wrote this incredibly personal theatre piece, which he took up to Edinburgh, but had a preview in London. And it was so beautiful, and it was so moving and funny and relatable and engaging. And I think that was largely just because he poured so much of his own blood into it. It was just so brave, like you mentioned earlier. Being brave is transformative. It means everything. To be so vulnerable and open is a gift, because then I sat in that audience and I laughed and cried. So yeah, that's really inspiring. And I've been going to my workshops. So I have every week, I typically have 2 acting workshops, each of about roughly 4 hours duration. And
what are they exactly, if you don't mind asking? Are they different?
Of course. So they're in different places, but basically they both involve cold reading, and it's the warmest thing you'll ever see because it's counterintuitive, but by not knowing the text, you actually give yourself a lot of freedom, and you don't worry about the lines, and you can just be in the present and connecting with your partner. And you'll run the scene one way, and then the coach will say, how about doing it? And you're now both 3 years old. And it could be a scene that you think, oh, how's that going to work? This is maybe like a romantic or sexual scene. How I can't be 3. But you just go with it and you see what can come out as a result. There will be elements that you'll find in the story that are just incredibly honest or more poignant as a result of it. Or you just get to play, and through play, it kind of gets you out of your head. Yeah, you might use movement. You might do the scene using your bodies like an expressive sort of dance. It really is about freedom and play and listening. And I find that it's very healing as well.
Oh, nice. Because we're kind of changing the format of the podcast this season. Maybe you can get to, review those skills and stuff that you're picking up. No, honestly, I think it'll be interesting to also hear the aspects of workshops that you go to, because I want to start going back to doing workshops as well. It's just been weekends wise, it's been a bit tricky and stuff, because I've also been doing like a production role job, like a runner on a game show, so it's been tricky trying to find the time. But I'm thinking of going back to it as well. And it'll be interesting to see how using those skills and stuff that you learn from these workshops and incorporating them into the performative element of the podcast.
Yeah. Or play.
Play.
The universal theme is play. Yeah, exactly. What else? So just in summary, because otherwise it'll get too long. But I have navigated being what felt like indefinitely on pencil for a commercial, and then being in danger of losing like the medical work because I couldn't say yes I can start, because they just kept pushing the pencil date, and it was a long period. It's different when you're only penciled for a couple of days for a commercial, but this was a 2-week pencil abroad. So it got to literally the night before I should have been flying if I were to do it. And I'd been chasing for an answer. And I thought, okay, it's now 5 p.m. the night before I should be flying. Surely I'm now off pencil. So tomorrow morning, I'm just going to confirm with the medical job quickly before it goes. And what happened was then, like at 6 p.m, I got an email from my agent from the production company saying, oh no, she still is on pencil, but we're just going to shift the dates a couple of days. So can she still needs to keep that whole 2.5 weeks ahead now free. And I was like, are you kidding? And it got to a point where it was quite stressful, and someone I knew lost their potential paid work, and we're in a cost of living crisis.
Bad.
I know.
Honestly, it's really bad.
Yeah. I didn't book it in the end. Luckily I didn't lose the other job.
It's ridiculous. And this is why, like, in terms of like when strikes are going on, having an actor lose work, paid work, just for a pencil, which you keep moving the dates for, and you're not even going to compensate them for that.
Yeah.
I know there's like music videos or sometimes when you're penciled for a job and you're backup, they actually pay you a day if you're penciled, but you're just backup. They pay you to make up for that time. So when production companies do that and they just literally, it's also mind-boggling. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
I get it. But the thing is, they know how much we want the job. They know how much, we really need that job. But at the same time, it's like, it's not fair.
It's not
fair.
And that is the problem. So yeah, I've become quite anti-capitalist because, it's all down to money. The people with the money have the control. And so people behave like this because they can.
Yeah.
Even though it's not kind.
And your friend.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. She lost the paid job and then we all went to get a drink after a workshop and she was like, oh, I can't get one. Obviously I got her one, but it's like because she doesn't have money coming in. So yeah, exactly. So and that's because of our industry. So it is.
Oh, honestly,
it's a shame.
But I also
shocking.
think a part of it is to do if agents as well kind of help try and get onto that train of trying to make sure that their actors are not being held on pencil for such a ridiculous time. But it doesn't have to be one agent. It needs to be as a collective because, if you want to put someone on first option, just be ready to compensate them if it doesn't go their way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that it also an agent can really help in that because...
My agents are great, proactive and I was asking, can they even give us an estimation of when they might tell us yes or no? And I could see from the exchanges, the replies that they were getting back. And the replies were like, no, from, production, we can't, basically.
But also,
But she's still, then like... So, it has to, So then we have to make the call as to whether we put up with it or not. But it's very hard to pull out of it when you could get something like 10 grand.
And that's what's pissing me off.
And one more thing, but again, this will take less than a minute. You know this. So also in that time, I got through to like the final round and got picked for a reality TV program, which involved travel and adventure. And it sounded amazing. However, I reviewed the contract and the contract made me... gasp in disbelief. It was a 22-page contract and there were so many clauses that were to me completely unacceptable and I couldn't even believe they were legal. The most blocking clause being one where it basically said if any work you do in the 12 months after the show's released has to be approved by that production company. Any work. So whether it's like even our podcast, radio, TV, it covered everything. Imagine. And I was like, are you joking? Are you all right?
That.
And there were other things that were just horrifying. So I pulled out and my agent were great. Agent plus agent assistants were fantastic.
Well done.
And they agreed. Yeah.
Being looked after. This is why production companies should be held accountable for the random things that they do, the random things they think they can get away with because they think they can exploit people. Like, oh man,
I can see your blood boiling. Yes, girl.
Honestly, there is no reason for these people
to
exploit other people like that.
There's
but they
no
will because they can. And they know there's a lot of people there who are desperate, who out of desperation will do something and they exploit.
Yes.
And they should be held accountable.
Totally.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Yeah. I'm calm. But no.
Calm. Breaking news. I did a self-tape that was a really long one and I booked the job. So I am filming soon in I don't know the dates yet. Yeah, so that's cool.
Sick, congratulations.
Thank you. I know. I don't have the script and I don't know the exact dates either.
Yeah.
But I know the pencil period is mid-October to early November.
Sick.
So I just can't wait to get the script really and
get into
yeah, exactly. I've seen the treatment and it looks amazing.
Okay.
And my character looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't, no giveaways just yet, but maybe I'll be able to say something at some
Can
point.
you tell us the...
I can tell you the genre.
Yes.
Yeah, the genre is horror. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's sick. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, really exciting. Yeah.
Can't wait to
I
get
can't wait.
the insight into your process.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. Well done. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's been busy. It's only been a few weeks, but yeah.
Brilliant. Actually, I heard from a friend.
Touche. Touche.
Do you know what? Actually, I found my notes that week that when we're recording that last episode, and I had actually written Ugandan short film called Kodja coming out next week.
Oh,
I did make a note. I think I just digressed.
Yeah.
I didn't go off it.
That's so interesting.
See, I need to make notes and actually focus and stay on track. But you know me, that won't happen. But I could try, you know. But no, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Snap,
Thank
snap,
you, thank you,
snap,
thank
snap,
you, thank you. Yeah.
You know. So yeah, can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's gonna be a good season. I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not because my blood will be boiling every time. But more to do with like I'm looking forward to doing this performative aspect of the show. Yeah, very excited.
Oh, that's amazing, Pauline. It's been so great hearing what you've been up to, and I can't wait to see your first episode of your own work and then also your film. Lots happening for you.
No, definitely. And it's also been great catching up with you, you know, what you've been getting up to, fighting those battles of freaking production companies.
Yeah.
And also going to these workshops, but keeping busy, you know, that's really good. And still doing both things that you love, your medical side and your acting, and just keeping it flowing. That's honestly inspirational. It really is. And
Stop.
but no, it's been really inspiring, and I'm sure that anyone out there will be like, all right, okay, and they will. They better, because I said so. Good to be back. B.
Good to be back. And see you
for the
next week.
episode. Yes.